its cocoon. See, this is a cocoon. So,
And when she first came out, each of those four...
yeah, it is small. Before I get into the life cycle of the butterflies, if you guys have any questions during the tour, you can always ask. It's totally fine. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So the life cycle of the butterflies is divided in 4 stages. It goes from the egg, caterpillar, pupa to butterfly. So it begins with a very small little egg right here. Come closer, it's really small.
Oh.
Those are really cool.
The egg takes about a full week to hatch. Once it has hatched, start in the 2nd stage, the caterpillar stage. And the caterpillar
right
stage,
over there.
Listen.
the caterpillar stage is when they continuously eat and grow, eat and grow. That's their only purpose during this stage. While they're doing so, they will actually shed their skin, very similar to snakes. They'll do this about 5 times in their lifetime. This is called molting. During this stage, they're also very vulnerable to predators. They're almost basically a tasty little treat. Their predators would be birds, wasps, ants, praying mantises, salamanders, centipedes. So over time, they evolve to have cool little defense mechanisms to be able to protect themselves in nature. Yeah. Like for example, this one. This is a swallowtail caterpillar. The way that they defend themselves in nature is that they do so by looking like poop, basically. Yeah. So the caterpillar looks like bird poop because their predators, I don't think any of the predators want to eat them. Yeah. So by finding their host plants. Now the host plant is very specific to the species. Like this one is a swallowtail butterfly. This one eats off of a lime plant. This is swallowtails from south of Asia. Yeah. And here we have this one.
How does the butterfly look, the swallowtail?
How does it look?
Yeah.
Okay, so swallowtails, so their butterflies at the hind wing, it looks like it has ridges, or like an extra little piece that looks like a teardrop falling out.
Is that one there?
Right there, yes. Posing just for me.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a swallowtail.
That's the egg of that one.
Okay, so that's a swallowtail.
And then this one is like on the sides and it has white dots. What?
The monarch? Is that what you're showing?
Oh. Yeah. That one, no, that's not a monarch, no. Looks very similar though. Yeah. So these ones, the way that these caterpillars defend themselves is that they're actually poisonous.
Oh, wow.
The way that predators can actually tell that they're poisonous is through the bold colors. So yeah, bold colors in nature mean that something is poisonous. Although butterflies and caterpillars aren't inherently poisonous, it's only if they eat off of poisonous plants. So this one does eat off of poisonous plants. It eats off of milkweed. Now, specifically, this sap is what makes milkweed very poisonous. This one, the molecules inside of the sap are very similar to silicone. If you were to ingest it, it could block your organs, block your heart, and then kill you. Yeah. The caterpillars are much less lethal. You'll just have a super high fever and a really terrible week, but that's only if you're planning to actually eat them, which I don't think anyone's trying to do that. And then this one, right? So this one's defense mechanism is of course their spikes. If a predator tries to eat them, it's gonna get stuck in their throat and they're gonna throw it up, or it could even pierce their throat. So these are the heliconias. They're also known as long wings. They have long wings and it's rounded at the end. They're a very small butterfly and they actually live the longest. They live for about a year. Yeah, it is small. They usually get much larger. They can actually get as long as your middle finger and as thick as your thumb. Yeah. All right.
Oh, there it is.
Some of them are trying to live on my roof.
Yeah. It becomes into the owl butterfly. Now the owl butterflies, they look like these. Well, there's one on the tree over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
the black one on the bottom.
Yeah.
With the stripes.
And there.
Is their last skin. It's actually made of a harder material than their usual skin. It's actually made of keratin, similar to your hair and your nails. And then while this exoskeleton has emerged, you're already in the third stage, the pupa stage. Now in the pupa stage, it looks exactly like this.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
So are those like butterflies that just came out of pupas?
These are butterflies that have just emerged.
Looks like
Some of them have already dried their wings and they can take their first flight.
I mean, look, there's a swallowtail.
Yeah. Yeah. So for butterflies, it's
that
chrysalis.
one under there.
That's a swallowtail.
Yeah, what?
Nice.
Wow.
How can they go under the map there? The light going there?
Under there,
Yeah.
they usually just fall because the wings aren't dried there. They can only walk. Okay. So yes, this is essentially when they. Yeah. So essentially, this is when they go from caterpillars and turn into butterflies. Now, the caterpillar stage in the entire life cycle of the butterflies is the only stage where they eat. This is where they gain all of their energy to be able to continue further into the pupa stage and the butterfly stage. So basically, caterpillars poop, butterflies pee. It's the only difference there. Yeah. And yeah. That's basically, caterpillar stage is basically the baby stage. This is if they became teenagers, went into hibernation, and then woke up when they're full-grown adults. Yeah. So for butterflies, it's chrysalis. What? Which one? This one? So for butterflies, it's chrysalis. For moths, it's cocoon. See, this is a cocoon. So the difference between a chrysalis and a cocoon, besides one being a butterfly and one being a moth, a cocoon is actually wrapped in silk. It basically has clothes around it to protect itself from the environment as well as predators. Yeah. If
What's the
want,
fundamental difference between a moth and a butterfly?
Why is it just hanging onto its cocoon?
a butterfly is basically an evolved moth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you ask? There, it'll begin releasing these enzymes, and these enzymes break down the live tissue of the caterpillar down to a DNA stew. And from this DNA stew, the only thing that stays intact is its nervous system, its brain, and its respiratory system.
Stupid.
And from mitosis, so building up of cells, they'll make imaginal discs. Now, we all have cells. We have our own DNA. Like for example, what's your name?
Abby.
Abby. You have Abby cells. It's in your hair, it's in your skin, it's in your eyes. Same thing with butterflies. Butterflies are imagos. Imaginal discs are the cells of a butterfly. It's in the legs, it's in the abdomen, it's the wings, and they piece together, and then out comes a butterfly. Yes, yes. And yeah. Chrysalises take about 5 days to 2 weeks. Cocoons, however, take much longer. They take about 9 to 12 months. Yeah. The longest is actually 6 years. Yeah. Oh yeah, because their nervous system is still intact. They move a little. Yeah.
It's not holding.
So-
It's still coming out of it.
Oh, how do you get those in there?
Oh, we put them in there.
You just find them. You just find them.
Some of them, the female is much larger and stronger because she carries a lot of eggs in her abdomen, about 800 to 1,000 eggs. The males are smaller and prettier because, very similar to birds, they have to attract the females. Yeah. Oh yeah,
These are all how old?
these ones I cannot tell.
But there's some, they have to be less than 5 days old, right? These are-
Oh yeah, yeah. The way that this actually looks is the male will chase a female in a spiraling motion upwards, basically. And then the last and final, which is actual mating, the female will find a flat surface, could be a leaf, could be anything. She'll put her wings down. The male will come on top, release his pheromones one last time, and then they begin mating. The way that they will actually begin mating is at the end of the butterfly's abdomen, it looks like a clasp. So they clasp onto each other. This could take about 20 minutes to 3 days. Yeah, very long. And after the mating process, the males are polyamorous. During the butterfly stage, their only function is to fertilize eggs. So after the mating process, gonna go back to the bar and then try to find another female. Yeah, and the females are actually monogamous. They mate once, lay their eggs, and then they die. Yeah. So after the mating process, the female will begin flying around to be able to find her host land. She will do so visually. She can also smell it through her antennae, and it's also written in her DNA for her to be able to recognize the plant. And when she finds it, she will begin laying her eggs. The way she will do so is she will twist her abdomen, lay her eggs underneath the leaf for protection for the eggs, and then she will do so for about a week, and she can lay about 40 to 80 eggs per day.
Out of those, how many would survive?
Only like less than 20% of them actually make it to the butterfly stage. And and then after that she will die, after laying all her eggs. Butterflies die very similar to us when we get older.
And when she first came out, each of those 4 wings was about the size of my thumbnail. So you can see how big it would be, or smaller. These hind wings more like my baby fingernail. They're not folded or crumpled, they're just not inflated yet. Here's how big my heart is, right? If I had a butterfly heart, my heart would start at my shoulders, it would go to my belly button. It would be about the size of a watermelon and shaped like a watermelon. Big, powerful heart. Only 2 chambers. Ours is a 4-chamber, right? 2 atriums, 2 ventricles. But theirs is just a 2-chamber heart, very muscular, very powerful. A crude analogy would be to liken it to a 2-stroke engine. Well, think go-karts.